atas nama Pak Bisianto.
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Apa kabar semua?
Alhamdulillah baik, Prof. Mungkin menunggu 30 menit Prof untuk dimulai sesuai jadwal.
Ya. So bila sama 11:30 boleh just alert me ya.
Assalamualaikum, Bu Ada. Gimana teknisnya? Apa saya di sini saja di ruangan? Oh, di atas. Ah. Oh, iya iya. Oke oke, Pak. Iya iya, kasih. Sebentar dulu ya. Apa judul entah kita punya?
Pengaruh pertumbuhan ekonomi dan penggunaan di Kabupaten Bogor.
Ada berapa orang di depan? 2 orang deh, kayaknya nggak bisa dulu saya minta. Turun dulu nah, sebentar setelah acara. Tapi kamu apa faktor yang berpengaruh di sini? Menurut Anda saja?
Iya.
Apa faktor yang berpengaruh di sini? Pengaruh pertumbuhan ekonomi dan yang jumlah penduduk ya.
Iya.
Kenapa sama istilah yang pertama tadi?
Satu.
Oh iya. Apa yang coba jelaskan satu-satu? Apa itu pertumbuhan ekonomi? Apa itu jumlah penduduk? Apa itu pengangguran?
Yaitu peningkatan dalam kemampuan dari suatu perekonomian dalam memproduksi barang dan jasa.
Oh iya.
Sedangkan dulu pengangguran adalah orang yang mempunyai pekerjaan. Jumlah penduduk itu menunjukkan total manusia atau penduduk yang menempati suatu wilayah pada jangka waktu.
Cukup dari saya ya. Nilainya diserahkan. Sorry dulu menunggu temannya dulu. Pak, memang ada acara di atas sebentar. Boleh menunggu.
Banyak kan?
Iya.
Ini untuk apa?
Baik sekarang. Alto Lima.
Iya, iya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, just check sounds. We are waiting for Dr. Dimas. Is it Dr. Dimas already joined in Zoom meeting? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, participant in our room. Actually, today, Prof, we have a hybrid. So there is online and offline.
Okay,
Good at things.
I see.
You can see from the screen, right?
Yeah, yes, I can see.
Yeah, actually, we are waiting for Dr. Dimas, but Dr. Dimas is not joined yet.
Okay, no, okay. Maybe we can start first, or you will wait for him?
Okay, we can start.
Yeah, no problem. I'm at your disposal, no problem. If you want to wait, we can wait, yeah.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. All praise to be Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the merciful, the beneficial one who created the world in the all humankind. Salawat and salam be open to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who saved the human life from destruction in the safety. That's the right part of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. In this program, I am Agus Diwana Suwarni as a host for today in International Guest Lecture. Honorable Professor Dato Dr. Ahmed Kamil Maidin Mira as a speaker for International Guest Lecturer. Honorable Dean Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar, Bapak Dr. Haji Andi Jaman, SA MSc. Honorable Chairman APSE PTMA Dimas Bagus Wiranatakusama, SA MSc PhD. Honorable Member of APSE PTMA, Honorable all lecturers, students, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue this program. Ladies and gentlemen, let we start our international guest lecture conducted by Department of Islamic Economics, Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar. Let's open this program with reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The second agenda, reciting Quran with Brother Ahmad Arkam. He is a student from Islamic Economics, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna hadzal Qur'ana yahdi lillati hiya aqwam. Yahdi lillati hiya aqwam wa yubashshirul mu'minina alladhina ya'maluna as-salihat. ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا وأن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة أعتدنا لهم عذابا أليما ويدعو الإنسان بالشر دعاءه بالخير وكان الإنسان عجولا وجعلنا الليل والنهار آيتين فمحونا آية الليل وجعلنا آية النهار مبصرة لتبتغوا فضلا من ربكم ولتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب وكل شيء فصلناه تفصيلا صدق الله العظيم. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Brother Ahmad Arkam, for reciting Quran. Now we move to the next agenda, welcoming speak. The first welcoming speak, welcome to Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar, and open this international guest lecture. After deliver the speech, Dr. Andi Jam'an, SMSI, time yours. Ya. Kalau saya berdiri, bisa aja pakai. Kalau kita juga pakai ini bisa dipakai berdiri. Berdiri. Saya bawa.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahilladzi bi ni'matihi tatimmus shalihat allazi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haqq liyuzhirahu 'alad dini kulli wa kafa billahi syahida. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Alhamdulillah, kita panjatkan kehadirat Allah Rabbul Alamin pada kesempatan pagi hari ini. Kita atas izin Allah dipertemukan secara hibrid, baik secara offline yang hadir langsung pada kesempatan ini maupun secara online. Salam dan taslim kita peruntukkan kepada junjungan kita Nabiullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nabi yang menjadi uswatun hasanah, contoh teladan terbaik manusia pilihan yang diutus oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Bapak, Ibu dan hadirin sekalian, ya, karena ini adalah kegiatan International Guest Lecture, maka kombinasi komunikasi yang saya sampaikan pada kesempatan ini berusaha memenuhi persyaratan untuk suatu kegiatan atau event internasional. Jadi nanti bahasanya gado-gado nanti. Ladies and gentlemen, which attended offline or online. First of all, my thanks and gratitude are genuinely expressed to Professor Dato Dr. Ahmed Kamel Maidin Mira, Dean Faculty of Management and Information Technology University, Sultan Azlan Shah, Malaysia. And then Mr. Dimas Bagus Wiratana Kusuma, SA, MHC, dan PhD, Chairman APSEI, Asosiasi Program Studi Ekonomi Islam, Perguruan Tinggi Muhammadiyah Aisyah, for his visiting and attending on International Guest Lecture, Faculty of Economic and Business, Muhammadiyah University of Makassar, with topic Islamic Economic and Financial Crisis. Warm welcome to our university, Mr. Professor Dato Ahmed Kamel.
Thank you, thank you.
To our university. Glad to see you in spite of by virtual.
Inshallah.
Hopefully later we can meet and discuss offline.
Inshallah.
I need to say that those who join this meeting with the Vice Dean, Chairman and Secretary of Study Program, Quality Control, all lecturers and students the scope of Faculty of Economics and Business, Muhammadiyah University of Makassar. To serve as information for resource persons, that the number of our lectures is approximately 105 people, and students as many as 3,000
Oh, mashallah.
people in 4 majors, namely development, economic, management, accounting, diploma and taxation, and Islamic economic.
Mashallah.
The last, I'm also thankful to Komite for your support of this event from its early stakes. And let's open officially of this guest lecture by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. That's all from me as Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business, Muhammadiyah Universitas of Makassar. Nasrun minallah wa fathun qarib wa basyiril mu'minin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subhanallah.
Again, for the next agenda, welcoming speak to Bapak Dimas Bagus Wiranata Kusuma, SA, MSc, PhD, as a chairman, APSEI, Asosiasi Perguruan Tinggi Ekonomi Islam, PTMA, Perguruan Tinggi Muhammadiyah and Aisyah. So time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. First of all, thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us a message and blessing today. And secondly, salat and salam may always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and his ummah. He's following him. Thirdly, I would like to express my thanks and appreciations to the first of all, of course, the committee that led by our Dean, Dr. Andi, and also Ibu Agus Diwana, and also not forgotten the head of departments of Islamic economics at Makassar, Dr. Najib, and also my respected guests, lecturers, and gurus, Prof. Kamil, and also all of the audiences and attendance of this international seminars. First of all, on the behalf of the Islamic Economic Study Program Associations of APSEI PTMA, I would like to thanks and give deep appreciations to the committee members who have successfully organized these events. In fact, that Prof. Kamil, we have already prepared this program, Prof, since last month or even last year, Prof.
Oh, okay,
so Alhamdulillah, by the professionalism of the committee from the FEB, Muhammadiyah Makassar, this event is successfully done. Prof. Kamil and all audiences, for the information that these activities actually was officially organized also by, supported by the APSEI. APSEI actually is the associations under Muhammadiyah umbrella, whereby our organization actually consists of around 7 members. If I may mention, Prof, one by one, our members. The first is Universitas Muhammadiyah Makassar, for sure. The second one, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. The third one, Universitas Muhammadiyah Lamongan. The fourth one, Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta. The fifth one, Universitas Muhammadiyah Hamka. And the sixth one, Universitas Muhammadiyah Bekasi, IDB Bekasi. And the seven, I guess 7 or 6, 6, I guess. So all these 7 universities, Prof, organize officially these events. And alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this event comes to be conducted today.
Alhamdulillah.
And secondly, Prof, and all audiences, this program actually just one of the programs that has been agreed by our associations, whereby we try to organize something that related with internationalization agenda. So one, the possible activities that we have been agreed upon is international seminars. So for your information, Prof, this seminars has been attended by more than hundreds participants, coming from more than 10 universities, even coming from Malaysia as well. I looked through from the report by the committee. There are some participants coming from IIUM, from your university as well, Prof. USAS, and also Sultan Idris, Malaysia, and also some domestic universities. So this one of the commitment of us, Prof, in order to further take some information and knowledge from you, Prof, as the expert of this area. And we intentionally propose these programs because we see that the current financial instability or uncertainty become very important to be discussed in regard of the level of shocks, the level of resilience, and also uncertainty among countries are become very severe. So by looking at your expertise, and in fact, you have written some books related with the theft of nations, gold dinar, and also some papers that very important. So perhaps through these seminars, you can enlighten us, Prof, and then give some maybe inspiring ideas what should be done in the future by looking at the existing situations. And last but not least, Prof, perhaps on the behalf of the APSEI, the Association of Islamic Economic Study Programs, and all of the committee members that has organized this event, I would like to again thank you, Prof, for your time, your willingness. In fact, you just arrived from Umrah, Prof. So we are so touched with your commitments. Yeah. So hopefully in the next future, we could conduct some international collaboration again.
Inshallah.
With that, thank you so much, Bu Ana, and hopefully this program will be successfully done and run. With that, I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for Dr. Dimas as delivery your speech. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we are continue for next agenda. Before we give to our speaker today, I would like to read the CP.
Di mana absen? Belum ya? Short ya.
Sorry. So I got in the morning your CP, Prof, and then
just keep it short.
Yes, I did pretty out. Oh my God. MashaAllah. So many things you have been done. So inshallah, I just a brief reading. The one is a more important one.
Yes.
So for the speaker today, the name is Professor Ahmed Kamil. Sorry, I repeat again. Professor Dr. Ahmed Kamil Maidin Maira. He was born in India, 9 February 1986. Currently, he's staying in Malaysia, religion Islam. He's married already. And then he's staying in Bandar Country Homes, Rawang, Selangor, Malaysia. So when we look at the academic record, he has done for Bachelor in International Islamic University, Malaysia, 1987, and then a master's as well in the same university, 1981, the Master Economics. And for the PhD in Finance, University of North Texas in 1986. So when we look at the undergraduate, masters, and PhD, mashallah, they are continue the same issues from micro and macroeconomics, Islamic economics, statistic economics, econometrics, and accounting, and continue to the focus on for masters macroeconomics as well, and then for PhD as well, focus on finance. So when we look at the previous employment, there are many have been done as a deputy dean, head of department, assistant professor, and then currently as a managing director, Z Consulting Group from April 2015 until June 2022. And then as a professor, Department of Finance in International Islamic University, Malaysia. And then Dean of Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance. If I read this one, they have 12 service employment. So for publications, mashallah, for publication, there are international and national level. So for the scopus, the number of citations for the high index, already 12 high index for Scopus, and then for Google Scholar, already 25. So he is a very touching for us to learn more about economics and Islamic finance as well. So in terms of the book, I think here chapter in books, there are 1, 2, 3 books. Yes, the book already published. There are 4 books. Some of the books about Islamic finance system, principle and operations. But because of time, I think I'm not reading all these books have been done. A conference organized. Also more than 10. It's already 11 here, but I think yes, more than 80 have been done. So conference paper presented, more than 80 available open records. So everybody, when want to look at it, you just open the Google Scholar and Scopus for further his publication. And then for thesis supervised, mashallah, more than, I cannot read it. This one more than, yeah, in here in this paper, 36, yeah, supervised by him. Inshallah, we will get that after this event. Then the last one I can see from his CV is about article in newspaper and periodical. There are around 27, yeah, have been published from 2002 until now. So I think that's one about his CV. Inshallah, today he will be delivered our concern about Islamic economics and financial crisis. It's time is yours, Prof.
Thank you. How much time we'll get?
Maybe you can get 25 minutes because currently in Makassar is already 12. But
Okay.
yeah, if dari azan, sorry, because nearby Duhur.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadan nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dr. Dimas Bagus Wirana Takusuma selaku Chairman of APSE, and Dr. Andi Jamaan, the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, University Muhammadiyah Makassar, and Ibu Agus Widana Swarni, who is the chairman of the session, and everyone who is participating. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Thank you first of all for inviting me to give this lecture. Yeah, this is kind of the topic that's been given is. Can I share my slides? Yeah.
Sure, Prof. Yes, we already give you access to share your slide.
All right. Can see, yeah. Okay, can you all see the slide?
Yes, Prof. Yes.
All right. So the topic we will like to discuss today is Islamic economics and financial crisis. So what inshallah I will do is I will go quickly because I've been given 25 minutes. Go quickly like what I've been saying that really causes financial crises. And then we'll discuss how Islamic economic system can actually solve these economic crises from happening, financial and economic crises from happening. Yeah, what we need to do. That's I would like to discuss at the end. Now, one of the cause of the crisis that I've been highlighting. There's some kind of a disturbance coming here. Can you mute the others, please? Yeah. So, okay, the one of the major reasons for the crisis that I've been highlighting is the structure of the financial monetary system itself. So, if you notice, go back and look at the statistics of economics and financial crises, you notice that the crises have happened many times, more frequently after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system. You know, hold on. Okay, after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system in 1971. What was this thing? 1971 is that we all know that before 1971, there was some kind of link of money to real thing. In other words, basically it was used to be backed by gold or sometimes gold and silver. We call that bimetallism or gold standard and so on. In 1971, a removal of the last link of money to gold was done in 1971. So since then, the number of economic and financial crises have happened much more frequently, and the frequency that it happens becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. Now it happens even more frequently now. So why is that so? When we went back and look at the statistics, when we look at the growth of the economy, normally, like for example, for Indonesia, Malaysia, when we want to look at the growth of the economy, we will look at the growth of the GDP at constant price. The green line, for example, here. The green line is if you look at the GDP at a constant price, and the red line is the monetary aggregates like M1, M2, M3, you know. So I would like you to go back after this lecture, take the data for Indonesia, look at the growth of the real GDP at a constant price, and the growth of, let's say, M1 or M2 or even M3, the monetary aggregate. And if you've done some statistical, estimating the equation of lines, try to estimate the exponential equation of the lines. What you will notice is that in most countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, you'll find the monetary aggregates grow exponentially faster compared to the real economy. So what is the implication? So this structure of the monetary system, where the money grows faster than the real economy, it has a lot of implications for economy, social, so for the society, for economics, for environment, for politics, and so on. And most of the money that is growing exponentially like this red line, it's actually growing in the form of debt, because when commercial banks give out loans. So what are the implications? One of the major implications of this is definitely inflation, because there's more money compared to real things. That means there's more money compared to the real economy's growth. So one very well-known monetarist, Milton Friedman, he said inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon, in the sense that it is and can be produced only by a more rapid increase in the quantity of money than in output. So he's also saying that inflation is basically caused by the growth in quantity of money compared to the real output. See, so this is the and inflation and this structure of inflation. It has many implications on the economy. Like you can see, okay, this is the structure. So for economy, it creates inflation, it creates the wealth, income and wealth gap, the rising cost of living, which is directly related to inflation. Cost of living keeps on rising. Houses become unaffordable, too expensive, people can only rent. And agriculture will become less attractive as a business venture. Because, properties and things like that will grow much faster. So people would like to invest in development rather than agriculture. And it also has economic cycles, recession cycles that can create periodic unemployment. And the income and wealth gap has implications for crime and security in the country. And interest-based structure of the monetary system has implications for the environment, for climate change, destruction of the ecosystems, and so forth. And it has implications for politics that creates a lot of conflicts, wars, and loss of sovereignty that you have seen. And it can also cause shrinking population and aging problem and labor shortages. In fact, we can talk about these effects only, each one of them I can talk about it as one lecture actually. But we will today focus on some major implications only, all right? Because the time given is only 25 minutes. I better keep track of the time. Okay, so the one way to look at it is why growth of money will cause inflation. It's very simple. You can look at it from the equation of exchange, from economics, where the money, the quantity of money, and your velocity of money circulation, when you multiply, equals to the general price level, and this is the GDP at constant price, the real output, MV equals to PY. So the V is generally taken as a constant. So when M constantly grows, and Y cannot catch up with it, because right, when M cannot catch up with it, so the price level must go up. Yeah. So this is the statistics for Malaysia. This is maybe later you can look at for Indonesia. We look from 2015, 2019, 2020. Yeah? This is the M1. 360 billion M1 in 2015. Whereas the real GDP is only 294 and the nominal GDP is only 309. Notice that the amount of money in the country is even more than the size of the nominal GDP. But if you look at the MB equals to PY, the amount of money must circulate in the economy number of times. Then only equals to the nominal GDP. P times Y is the nominal GDP. So the M should be lower than the nominal GDP. But you see today in Malaysia, the monetary aggregate itself is already larger than the nominal GDP, which means the rest of the size is going to be inflationary, creating inflation in the economy. So that's true for 2019, that's also true for 2020. So in a percentage form, you can see the growth of money is about 9%, whereas the GDP is only about 5% in 2015-2019. When we take 2020, the real GDP growth is much lower because of the COVID-19 crisis. Yeah. So you can see, because of that, even the house has become unaffordable in Malaysia in 2016. That means this data is 6 years ago or 7 years ago. Is already the price of house is seriously unaffordable. Now it is already severely unaffordable. So an ordinary household in Malaysia, it's very difficult to own a home now, you see. So the pricing of homes keep on rising. So the structure of the monetary system when the money is growing, it is growing in the form of hutang or loan. When people take loan, it becomes money in the system. Yeah. So that is the reason you will also notice the household debt also will grow. In Malaysia, Malaysia's household debt to GDP has surged a new peak of 93%. This is from our central bank's report. You see? So it is becoming a new peak already, the debt to GDP ratio. You know? Not only the household, but you will find not debt of households, but also the business debt and the government debt will be rising. We can check for even for most countries, not only the households, but business loans and government loans will also increase. So the question that we will ask is that if the loan or debt by households, businesses and governments keep on rising, then who's the creditor in the system? There must be a creditor who is working very hard and producing more and giving loan to everybody, right? And we'll notice it is no other than the banking system, because we have given the banking system the right to create money through the fractional reserve banking and give out as loan, right? So ultimately what we are saying is that we have been saying this for the last 20 years already, more than 20 years. The system is unsustainable because of that. Our financial system, economic system is unsustainable because money is being created in the form of loan out of nothing. And that system is making individuals, households, businesses, and government, including government, to become debtors in the economy. So accordingly, you notice in the United Nations, we are talking about sustainable development goals, 17 areas of sustainable development goals. Why? Because all these areas have become unsustainable. Now, while we focus on sustainable development goals, which is good, but not many people are asking why all these areas have become unsustainable. Why? That question is not asked. Everyone is focusing on solution. Okay, we need to make no poverty, zero hunger, good health, and so on. But without addressing the root cause of the unsustainability. So what we are saying is that to solve it, to make sustainable development goals, truly achieve that, we need two more goals. One is money has to become real again, like gold standard. We need to go back to that again so that monetary system, money also falls in line with the labor theory of value. You know, the labor theory of value. Value for anything must come from labor of human input. But today's money, it has value without the human input. It's just a piece of paper, printed value, which is not, that is the root, you know, some of the costs of this unsustainability. The other thing is that we need to do is, we need to create spirituality and character in people. You know, the education system must create professionals who are religious and who have good character, good akhlaq. The system must build these two. So 18 and 19 are necessary for us to achieve the 17 sustainable goals in my view. Now this is where Islamic economic system comes in. 18 and 19 basically talks about Islamic economic model. So only Islamic economic model today can save the global world actually, right? So this is you know, a famous monetarist, Bernard Leiter, who wrote a book with a group of scientists researching monetary systems. They made a conclusion: the missing link to sustainability is actually the definition of money. And I totally agree with them. So if we go back to Islamic systems and look, the monetary standard, the Sharia standard for money has always been gold and silver. You see? And in that is hikmah. So we cannot have a Sharia economy. We cannot have a Sharia banking system when money is actually not real. That's what I've come to a conclusion. Okay, we can differ, but this is the conclusion. So do you see back in Malaysia, this is pictures that are taken from our central bank book published by our central bank. In olden days, this is traders who come to Malaysia. These are, Malay traders, Chinese traders, Arab traders, they're trading and using gold and silver as money. So the ringgit in Malaysia originally was this. It's not the paper money that you see today. The original ringgit is a 20-gram pure silver coin. And a kupang is a Kelantan, is a state in Malaysia, a 0.6 gram of gold. So even in Malaysia, gold and silver were the monetary system, were part of the money. But these were changed when we were colonized in Malaysia, when the Straits settlement of the English started in Penang, in the island of Penang, Malacca, and Singapore. So in 1860, the first bank was introduced, and the bank started to print pieces of paper as ringgit, replacing the silver coin. So once the coins were replaced, then the economic dominance of the Muslims, the Malays, everything got eroded away. Why? Because the banks can simply print the dollars or the ringgit, and they can just buy your land, they can just buy your buildings and so on. And the economic dominance was forever lost. Take an example of this one. This is a $10,000 issued by the state settlement. When at that time, this was about 100 years ago, at that time, people can buy a meal for just 1 cent. Just 1 cent, you could buy a meal. So this 10,000 ringgit is equivalent to 10 million ringgit today, the purchasing power. It's just a piece of paper, is it? So this is the reason why financial crises are periodically happening. But I would like to highlight one area which is very important today, that is happening everywhere, especially developed nations. That is, the monetary system is affecting the fertility rate, that means the shrinking population of nations. If you notice, let's say in our nearby Singapore, or even Australia, Japan, South Korea, entire Europe, all are facing shrinking population. The population is shrinking. So one population shrink, the country will face a number of problems. One is aging problem. Semakin tua orang, most of the people will be old people. So therefore, they will face a shortage in a labor force in every sector of the economy. Every sector of the economy, you will face a shortage of labor force. And you will have to also change the economic priority in terms of output. For example, if you are producing diapers for babies now, so slowly you'll be producing diapers for old people, So that kind of thing will happen. And that's very dangerous, because if you go on like this, ultimately the country will actually just crumble and will be gone, because shrinking population. I would like to show you why this shrinking population is actually linked to the monetary system. Why is linked to the monetary system? So demographic experts tell us the fertility rate, that means for every woman in a country, there must be 2.11 average number of babies or children born for every woman. If the number goes down below 1.3, then the society is irreversible. They say if it goes to 1.3, we cannot stop it. It will just keep on going, and then the society will just ultimately disappear. So if you look at you see, this is a healthy distribution of population. Like for example, Nigeria. The graph below is the babies, age 0 to 4, and then 5 to 7. These are male, these are female. Pink are female, the blue are the male. So you find it's a nice pyramid. But once this is distorted, you will find something like this. You see, for Japan, in 1950s, it was a pyramid. 2005, it's already macam a kite, we call it, macam a kite. Then it's going towards a reverse pyramid in 2055, which means there'll be a lot of old people compared to the young people in the future. That's not good, yeah? So that will create a lot of labor shortage in there. So if you notice, for the world, in 1960, the fertility rate was 5. That means every woman was having like 5 children on average. Arab world is almost 7, right? African countries are almost 7 also. But fertility rate now for the world is only 2.5, which is still good, not less than 2.1, not less than 2.1. But if you look at the other countries, European Union is already 1.6, North America only 1.8, East Asia is 1, all of them have gone below the replacement rate. So one expert, this thing. So what is the implication of that is that, remember I mentioned to you why this is happening. One is because it is inflationary. The present system is inflationary. There's a rising cost of living. Food is becoming expensive. Education is expensive. Health is becoming expensive. Transportation, having children, even retirement costs. Once a person retires, is now costly already. And then we see houses are becoming also very expensive. Rising prices of homes. The size of homes are becoming smaller and smaller. The loans are becoming longer and longer, you know, to pay off the loan, right? And everyone is becoming indebted. Imagine if you are a youngster, you are indebted, difficult to own a home, cost of living is rising. The effect is that many people do not want to have many children. In some societies like Japan and South Korea, the younger generation, they do not even want to get married. You know, in South Korea, they have a culture of living alone. Just living alone. They just want to go through life, and after that, they just go away like that, just like that. So you notice this is very serious. Elon Musk also highlighted, Elon Musk, the famous the wealth billionaire, he even highlighted that this is actually a major problem. Yes, right? So I would like to show you, this is a study done by Professor Rainer Streck in Germany. You see, he's projecting for 2020 of labor workforce crisis. So for many countries, Europe, America, and Asia Pacific, blue is okay, all basically reasonably, you're still all right. Red is already in problem. Even by 2020, when Germany is shortage of labor, Brazil is a shortage of labor, Russia is a shortage of labor. By 2030, almost the entire world is going to face labor shortage. It means what? By 2030, the entire world is going to become face aging problem. Most of the people are going to be old people. So in this way, Indonesia, India, countries like Africa, we have an advantage here because we have a large number of young population. So all we have to do is just educate the younger generation, and we can fill up the gap that is the whole world is going to face. You see, this is Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's former prime minister. He said in his book, is there a country in this world that prospers on a declining population? If I had to identify one issue that threatens Singapore's survival the most, it would be this one. You see, he says this is the #1 problem for Singapore. He says, not many prime ministers or presidents have identified shrinking population as the #1 problem. But he is intelligent. He can see that this is actually the #1 problem. All right? So you see, this is a hotel in Singapore. I mean, this is a hotel in Japan, 100% run by. Are you all okay? Can I continue?
Yeah, yes, Prof.
Okay, so this is a hotel that's 100% manned by robots, you know, in Japan. Why? Because there's a shortage of labor force. You see, the receptionist is a dinosaur. These are all robots. And so forth. So the aging problem is predominantly a systemic structural problem created by the very structure of the modern monetary system. You see, it is the monetary system that is creating all these things happening. All right. So what I would like to this thing. So what is the solution to this? All this. The solution to the sustainability of the unsustainable nature of many economic variables of today, it is embedded in the monetary system. So if the monetary system was growing the red color, we need to make it grow parallel to the green, which is the real economy. How to make the red line grow parallel to the green? So we need to do a few things. One is we have to make money part of the real economy. That means we need to go back and link money to be real. That means the gold standard is necessary. The gold dinar in Islamic economy, there's a hikmah behind it. The silver dirham has an economic meaning. We need to go back to that. And number two is abolish interest charges. The system must be riba free. Yeah, the system must be riba free. Then the red line and the green line become parallel. Yeah. So in order to this thing, the relationship of what I've been saying with the Islamic economy is that we need to do two things to achieve through Islamic economic system. One is the money has to become real. Use of real money, not necessarily gold and silver only. Yeah? We can use palm oil, we can use petroleum, we can use any other good that has a real value. Number one. Number two, we must propose risk-sharing principles. Risk-sharing principles. Musharaka, mudaraba, and so on. And we must move away from interest-based contracts. So interest-based contracts and fiat money, they cause the red line to grow off tangent, that means grow exponentially. So this is what clearly these are the characteristics of Islamic economic system. The measure of money is real, and all contracts are based on risk-sharing principles. Yeah. So I'm actually leading a movement called Movement for Monetary Justice in Malaysia. So these are our targets. So today we have fiat money issued by mostly commercial banks. We like to go next level where the fiat money is issued 100% by government. Now people are now pushing for CBDC, central bank digital currency. So we are okay with it, with one condition. The CBDC must be government controlled, not privately controlled by private entities like commercial banks or even outside forces. Okay, so in that we support public banking. Public banking means banks that are owned by government, yeah, publicly owned banks, or sovereign money. That means money that is issued 100% by the government, yeah. And in that modern money theory, MMT, yeah, you can later Google modern money theory. So these are all we support this today. First step before we go to real money, that means gold backing or so forth, is money that is 100% issued by the government. So government must take control of the issuance of money. Next is 100% digital fiat money by government, but with netting arrangements. Netting arrangements can do wonders actually. Yeah? It can provide a lot of liquidity in the economy without creating inflation and so forth. Then the final trophy is when we go to the gold-backed money and cryptocurrencies with netting arrangement. So this will bring sustainability into the economy. So this is the last objective. Yeah, we go in steps. We cannot just from here jump here immediately. Yeah, we go slowly. So when people are doing gold and silver-backed digital money, e-wallets, netting systems, We support that a lot. There are some operators already. They're operating e-wallets using gold-backed e-wallet, yeah, which is good. So this is an opportune time. If you notice what is happening globally, you see Robert Alexander Mandel, the Nobel laureate in economics, before he got his Nobel laureate, he said this: gold will make a comeback in the international monetary system in the 21st century, this century. He said this in 1997, actually, 2 years before he got this Nobel laureate. And he again said it in 2021. Professor Robert Mandel urges gold convertibility for the euro, the currency which he fathered. He was known as the father of the euro. So he could see the importance of backing money by gold. So recently, if you notice, during the Ukraine crisis, when America put sanctions on Russia, Russia linked 5,000 ruble, yeah? 5,000, Russia linked 5,000 ruble, its currency, yeah, ruble, to 1 gram of gold. So when Russia did that, that threatened the dollar. When it threatened the dollar, America responded by increasing interest rate. By increasing interest rate, then the demand for the dollar will go up, and the dollar exchange rate can be propped up again. So that caused our Malaysian ringgit, Indonesia, all to slide down against the dollar when America increased the interest rate. So we were also forced to increase our interest rate. Malaysia also had to increase the interest rate and so on. So the declining ringgit caused the price of food items to go up. Malaysia is a food importer. Unlike Indonesia, you export a lot of food items, but Malaysia is a food importer. So all this has caused the price of food in Malaysia to go up now. So Malaysia is facing serious inflation in food prices currently. You see, so that is the reason you must understand why inflation is happening. What is causing behind like this? And you must take the right steps. And we cannot take the steps immediately make changes. It cannot work that way. That's why I showed to you in stages like this. The first thing is that what we say is the governments must take control of the money creation in the economy. Then we can do a lot of wonders in solving and slowly making it back to a real money-based economy, right? So even China, you see, on March 26, 2018, the Chinese government issued the first long-term oil trading contracts denominated in petro-yuans. First time petro-yuan. No country dared to challenge this thing except China. And that is also backed by gold. China's new oil benchmark backed by gold. You see that? These are what I mentioned to you, that Russia sets fixed gold price and it restarts official bullion purchases. 5,000 ruble equals to 1 gold. So when a nation does this, it's like going back to the gold standard. Okay? So this is what we need to go back and do it. Okay. So I may stop here because it's because it's already 25 minutes already. So just to show you, the three things needs to also, other than what we need to do is that there are high levels of debt in the economy, Malaysia, Indonesia, and also there's an asset ownership. There's a disparity in ownership. This needs to be also addressed, and to make sure there's always enough liquidity in the system. We need to look at these three things. So as a conclusion, I'd like to highlight to you, and many of you are looking into Islamic economics. So many years I've spent in doing research in how to develop the Islamic economic system. There are three things that we need to do. Now, number one is, of course, the monetary system must be made riba-free and backed by real asset. This will take time. This will take time because this is highly political in nature. All right, it is coming, it is happening because Russia and China, they're already linking their, they're backing their money with gold and so on. Okay, so it is happening. The other thing is we need to develop wakaf economy, and Indonesia is very well established in that. The wakaf economy is going to grow and that can counter the present riba-based monetary system. Okay, wakaf-based economic system. And number 3 is our education system. Our education system must develop such that every individual, everybody, especially Muslims, will go through our education system. You must create them to become professionals in something. They must come out a medical doctor, engineer, skill, that skill, this skill, and so on. But at the same time, imbued with Islamic values, that the person has high akhlaq. So we need to do these 3 things. Because an education system with a person with a high akhlaq, and at the same time a professional, once you become professional with skills, you know how to use your skills to create economic activity. Then comes the wakaf system. The wakaf system takes care of the welfare of everybody. Whether you're poor, whether you're rich, everything, your welfare is taken care of the wakaf system. So if you have a good wakaf system, even the education of the poor, everybody is 100% taken care of. See? Then finally, the monetary system, the riba-free monetary system will make sure all exchanges that will take place in the economy is fair and square. In today's system, the exchange system is not fair and square. That's why it's a lot of disturbance taking places, and that's why a lot of economic crises are taking place, and why our economic system have become unsustainable, and why the United Nations and everyone is talking about sustainable development goals. Okay, so the root cause of all this is, as I've highlighted, it is the riba-based monetary system that we need to address. So thank you very much. I hope it was a little bit useful to you. And if you have any questions, inshallah, I'll be willing to answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof, for delivering the. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, participants and students. So now if we move to the discussion section. So anybody want to ask in this room and also inside the Zoom meeting?
And you can ask in English or even in Bahasa Indonesia. I can understand.
Okay, thanks, Prof. Jadi teman-teman bisa kita menggunakan pakai bahasa Indonesia dan bisa juga bahasa Inggris, atau kita juga bisa mix.
Yes.
You ask the questions. Okay, so in this room, maybe you can raise your hand, please. Okay, one, maybe you can use the microphone. Okay, you can start.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. Here's my question. As a student and the student of Islamic economics, what should be done to get the pertinent and society? Thank you. Okay, so maybe it's not clear, Prof. I will repeat again.
Yeah, please, yeah.
She's asking about. There's somebody joined.
Yeah.
Active the microphone. Okay, she said that as a student of Islamic economics, what should be done? I mean, to help the government and the society, and then what should they do? Just now you mentioned that 3 things important.
Yeah.
First one is about riba-free
Yeah,
wakaf
yeah.
economic and education system.
Correct.
So maybe she's asking about as a student what they should do. I mean, for the study, yeah, for sure. Maybe other than that. Okay.
Okay. Very
Thank you.
good.
So maybe you can direct to answer.
Yeah. My answer to your question, as a student, what you can do. You see, the monetary system that I spoke about just now is very difficult to immediately change or anything. Okay. But what you can do is that the other two, the wakaf-based system can be always developed. You know, and it's very powerful in countering riba-based economy, wakaf-based models. So you can spend a lot of time and look into existing wakaf models in like bank wakaf and things like that. One of these days, if you have time, I can even talk on that. You know, just how to develop the wakaf-based economic system. Yeah. So you can look into how you and do research. If you are a master's PhD student, do research in that area, right? And at the same time, education. If you are those who are in education side, look into Indonesia has got one of the best models, like even the Gontor model, where I went there, I went and saw where they train the children to become very good in science and mathematics and this thing. At the same time, mempunyai akhlak yang bagus. No, so the Indonesia is, to be frank with you, it has all the model already there. But for monetary, we will give it a time because monetary systems, they come from a global structure. Yeah, monetary systems, the change will take time because it has a global structure. But what I would like to say is that even though as a national system, you cannot change the model immediately or anything like that to go to goal. Individually, we can do financial management by putting gold as one of our portfolio in our management. Whatever, when we do financial management, make gold as one of your asset for financial management. So that you can do. Nobody can say you cannot do that, you see. So there's always a way to protect yourself. At the same time, we propagate Islamic economic system that way. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Prof. So other participants inside the Zoom meeting? Yeah. Dr. Dimas. Yes, time is yours. Yes, Dr. Dimas.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Ana. Prof. Kamil, I have one humble question that this question seems to be disturbing my mind during my master degree until now.
Okay.
You see that the inflation that we understood is happens because of the imbalances with the growth of money and the growth of goods.
Correct.
So it may create any inflationary problem in the economy.
Correct.
And the root cause of that, according to your understanding, is based on the fiat money that backed by interest rate, and also backed by fractional reserve banking system.
Yes, correct.
So we may say that these three items to be the satanic finance that become part and parcel and then put into a very single root of crisis.
Yes.
And the question remains is how then we can reduce that phenomena in respect to the current situation whereby those three items become the core of the basic policy of the central banks.
Correct.
So could we maybe enhance the growth of goods by maybe multiplying the effort of the digital economy? Or maybe another ways is we have to decrease or reduce the growth or the speed of the growth of money by I don't know whether you want to maybe erase or put aside the interest rate, also the fiat money. So I want to stress that what is actually the ultimate solution, Prof, in regard of the current situation, because in many situations almost the growth of money is exponentially go beyond the growth of goods.
Okay.
So this is the basic question actually, Prof, that came into our mind. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much for the question. Now, if you look at Okay, if you look at the current situation in the world, it will give you an idea of what's happening. You see, the US in 2020, and they printed trillions of dollars. You know how big trillion is? Huge, yeah, for quantitative easing. And because the dollar is an international currency, reserve currency, it will create inflation globally also. So countries like China, countries like Russia, they're not happy, right? So that is the reason why they are creating an alternative to the dollar, alternative systems, and they're actually backing it by gold. So why they're doing? Because gold is a politically free money. So what I see is that what's going to happen is that in the world, first international trade, like for example, once they created an alternative to the SWIFT system, international trade settlement is going to take place in other than the dollar. I mean, of course, dollar will be there, but then the other currencies will become will be used for settlement of international trade. But if you use gold, then it becomes politically free. So nobody will have any advantage, unfair advantage. So that is the reason why the petro yuan is also backed by gold, why Russia is also backing the 5,000 ruble to gold and so on. Okay, so I think it will start from international trade settlement, then later will sprinkle down to domestic use of the money, real money. Okay, so in my opinion, it's just a matter of time. But while we are waiting for others to do it, I mean, at the national level to do it, what people have done is that, for example, in Malaysia, there's an e-wallet called Ebrids. Ebrids is gold backed. So in the e-wallet, you can have your ringgit account and you will have gold. So you can play between gold and ringgit. For example, the gold price has gone down, you think it's a good price, time to buy. So you change your ringgit to gold, right? So the gold will protect your savings, right? So when, let's say you want to buy some things, you need the currency, so you can sell back part of your gold and then you can pay in ringgit. So the gold becomes part of your portfolio within the account. You play with it. When it's time to buy, you buy it. And then when it's time to dispose it, you dispose it. So I think individuals should have the kind of account so that you are protected, so that your savings are protected. While at the national level, you will have to wait for global systems to actually decide on it, and then sprinkle it down. I hope I answered your question, Dr. Dimas.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I think in this room also there is still have one question, Prof.
Sure, please.
Okay, so please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. My name is Herianto. My question is how to overcome the financial crisis if this is the financial crisis in a country. Thanks for attention.
How to prevent?
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, Prof. Even though me, I cannot hear clearly. Maybe
I think the question was how to prevent financial crisis in a country. Is that right?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My question is how to overcome the financial crisis in a country.
Oh.
How to overcome? Yes, Prof.
Thanks for attention.
Well, you see, if the financial crisis has already taken place, right? It's quite difficult, especially in today's world. In today's world, remember I showed you the three things. Yeah, maybe I'll share my screen again. See, you see, once a financial crisis has taken place or economic crisis has taken place, you know, the one is the individuals and businesses will be highly indebted, right? And there's also asset disparity in wealth ownership. So the first thing government should do is that they should, if possible, you must try to write off the debt, because it is created by the level of debt in the economy is very high. Then only the country or the nation will fall. If you notice, when a country faces this problem, IMF, World Bank, they will write off some of the debt of nations. But so you must also do similar things to the, you know, people, households and things like that. It's necessary. But rarely this takes place, you know, rarely this takes place. That's why the, you know, a true solution to the crisis is not actually done, right? In extreme cases, even a redistribution of wealth might be necessary. This is the number 2. That means you may have to take possession of all the lands and this thing and redistribute back to people, may be necessary. And then the third thing is, make sure there's always enough liquidity. That's why I was suggesting the netting system. For example, for Malaysia, even for many countries in the world, especially countries like, you know, like even Japan, Korea, who are facing severe, they're actually facing severe economic problem because of the shrinking population. For them, they need all this, writing off of debt. You need to write off debt. Then there's a redistribution of wealth necessary, and then you come up with a new money or new currency. If you notice, after World War II, Germany did exactly all these things. They came up with a new currency, they wrote off debts, and then, you know, redistribution of wealth in the nation, and they recovered very well. If they didn't do these things, Germany would not have revived back, you know. So once a crisis has taken place, we need to do these things. But if the crisis is not there, slowly we move towards the solving the you know, the real money and things like that can be used for solving the thing. I hope I answer your question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Nur Hidayah, University Muhammadiyah Makassar. Do you want to ask questions?
Is it actually from Universitas Muhammadiyah Sorong?
Oh, sorry. I cannot see here. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum, Professor. I'm
Yeah,
in fact
waalaikumsalam.
one of the GSM student, graduated in 2013.
13, huh? Oh,
I
mashallah.
am, yeah.
Oh, mashallah.
With my limitation of knowledge, Prof, I would like to ask you about the, you just said that the Wakaf system would help the creation of the Islamic economic system.
Yes, correct.
Itself. I would like to ask you how the opportunity will come in regard that the Wakaf system itself will be integrated. Yeah, the Wakaf system itself will be integrated in the future banking system, because it is still becoming a main issue that the equity-based financing is still less performing in the Islamic banking, especially the Islamic banking Indonesia. So I would like to ask your opinion regarding how this Wakaf system in the easiest way to be integrated in the banking system, especially for the Islamic financial system or Islamic banking system. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't say that you need to integrate with you know, the Wakaf system with the banking system. It can be what do you call that, integrated, or they can exist separately also can, yeah. But why the Wakaf system can work, I would what do you call that, counter it. First, we need to understand the real economic value that is created in any economy is actually the labor force. The more people work, the more value will be created. Okay. The monetary side, so basically, okay, we can say the banking system is creating money out of nothing or whatever, that's one motive. But in the real economy, it is the work. So long you allow people to go to work, produce something, that means the economy will be okay. That means the real economy is working. All right? Now the thing is, Wakaf Bank, what I mean Wakaf Bank means, when people put money, I'm giving, okay, cash Wakaf, for example, I'm giving cash Wakaf, and the cash Wakaf is for any
product.
When we pull all this money from people and then we make it into a bank, so it becomes a Wakaf Bank. And now Wakaf Bank belongs to the Ummah. It does not belong to any particular person. Like if you have a bank Sharia, there are shareholders. So the bank will act in the best interest of the shareholders because they are the owners of the bank. But Bank Wakaf, it belongs to the Ummah. So that money will be rolled again and again. You help the money to, the money that has been collected will be used for financing, equity-based financing, and so on, and mudarabah, musyarakah, and so forth. And it can be partly business and partly wakaf. But the bank itself is a wakaf. So imagine in Indonesia, you have so many masjids, right? Every Friday, we collect so much of money dalam tabungan. Every Friday in tabungan, you're collecting so much of money. And all that money come together into a wakaf bank, for example. Imagine it become a huge bank by itself. And you can do wonders with such money. So it is actually pooling. What Wakaf Bank can do is pooling of the resources in the Muslim world. And once it is Wakaf means it is actually belongs to the Ummah. And that can be a very powerful way of countering the present system. Very powerful way because we are people of who work. And once you work and work, is creating value all the time. It is actually separate from whatever who says money. Money is a separate thing. The moment you start to work, that means you are actually creating value. And that's where the power is, wakaf power is.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Prof. This is maybe the last questions from Amrin Sultan. Yes.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, Professor.
Yeah, salam.
I'm from International Islamic University, Malaysia. I'm a PhD economics candidate.
Yes, I know you.
Professor, I would just thank you, Professor. So, of Islamic economics, do we need to put our efforts to develop the discipline, theories, and methodologies of Islamic economics, or we need to put our efforts to realize, transform the society, take the problem from the industry and solve them? Because do you think that the discipline of Islamic economics, developing the discipline of Islamic economics, should precede the implementation, or they should go side by side?
Okay. Thank you, sister, for the question. My answer for your question will be like this. Theory is actually an attempt to explain a reality. That's what theory is. We come up with we try our best to explain what we observe. Yeah. So theory is important, so that if the theory is correct, ultimately, then you can make policies, then you can make judgments, things like that. For example, when I showed to you the MV equals to PY, it's a theory, isn't it? Linking the monetary side to the real economy and so forth. So theory of Islamic economic system is important. We continue to develop it. We must continue to work on it. But at the same time, the practical side must be done so that we can see whether what we are, saying is all is, whether it can come to fruition or not. That means it can fruit or not. So therefore, concurrently, I agree with you. Like for example, people like me nowadays, I spend more time on the actual implementation side rather than talking about theory already. Because you're already getting old. You want to see some things real. So University of Sultan Azlan Shah here, it has a very good on integration side of education. That's what attracted me to come here actually. So it is creating the integrated human being. You see what I was talking about. But at the same time, I also do a lot of work and writing on Wakaf-based models. So these two models, for Wakaf and education, is actually existing already. It's no more theory. You go to Indonesia, you are like Gontor and others, they're working on it. We just have to fine-tune the model, And the Wakaf system is working excellently in Indonesia, So again, it's just fine-tuning only, So these two areas we start with. Let the monetary system, change in monetary system slowly come in. And I'm sure, inshallah, it will come in, because the world cannot, as I mentioned to you, the global monetary, the economic system is unsustainable in the current monetary system. That is the reason why we are talking about the 17 sustainable goals, So the world will come to understand they will be forced to change and go back to the real money system, just like what Russia and China has already started doing. So, Sister Amrin, I would say you have to continue with the theory, which is important. At the same time, look into the case study of practical models that are existing. In India also, they have good models existing. In Malaysia, I know about 2 models, very nice models existing for Wakaf models, And classical models for Wakaf, you can see good models in Turkey, in South Africa, is existing. So please study those models, because that's where the answer is. Development of Islamic economic system got to start from Wakaf-based model.
Okay, so thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, all participants, students, lecturers. So Prof. Ahmed Kamil, actually I want a little bit explain it to you about our university.
Okay.
Especially our Faculty of Economics and Business. Actually, we have 5 majors, 5 departments. As I mentioned, our Dean, Islamic Economics, Accounting, Management, Economics, and the last one is Diploma. We call that Diploma 3, Taxation. So as you Dean, Faculty of Management Information Technology, University Sultan Aslan Shah, and also in this some of participants, they are from Association Program Study Economy Islam. So actually, after this, we want to further discussion in terms of research collaboration, community service, and so on. Maybe a student's chance to further proceed the education system. So I know that maybe we know that University Sultan Aslan Shah, some of you lecturers, also in our lecturers, and also lecturers under UPSE. So we can collaborate together. Maybe there is a matching fund and so on. So hopefully after this, we can discuss, or maybe we have another meeting to further discussion, because as a dean and also our dean, maybe we can assign MOU or MOA together. But it's not in this meeting, but inshallah after this, to make it real, how to education system is work, especially on Wakaf. Maybe in South Sulawesi, Makassar, there are maybe some of, already done in terms of a Wakaf Tunai or any kind of Wakaf, and then comparison with your country.
That would be very nice. We'd be pleased to,
Yes,
maybe. In fact, Agus Diwana,
Yes.
This one, we have signed an MOU recently with the University of Muhammadiyah Jogja. And 3 students, inshallah, are come here on student exchange.
MashaAllah.
So we can have this kind of arrangements with you also, no problem. And then we can have a collaboration on research, conference, anything.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, Prof. So thank you. Maybe Dr. Dimas, you want to add something for UPSE?
I guess that the collaboration that can be made through with the USAS and also the Unismuf Makassar, the same bit we have done, Prof, with UMY. Perhaps initial steps, we could have reciprocal teaching programs for the next semester. And the second one, time goes by, we can enhance the collaboration in the sense of research and also some commodity services programs,
Sure.
and even perhaps matching grant.
Yeah.
Prof. And also the APSE, if there is no any barriers, Prof, on March, we plan to visit yours, Prof.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Please.
so we are still discussing in our association. Our 6 members are settling with the administrative letters.
Okay.
So hopefully on March, early or the middle of March, we could visit you, and then we could discuss in details about the MOU and MOR with all the members.
Sure.
Thank you, Prof.
We're pleased to have you here. It will be very nice.
MashaAllah. May I know the place University Sultan Aslan Shah?
The place is called Kuala Kangsar.
Kuala Kangsar in state where?
In state of Perak.
Oh, Perak, I see.
Yeah. So the Sultan's palace, the Sultan's palace is here in this town. Yes.
Okay. Actually, I plan to go for the next month at 7 until 14. Me and our dean go to Malaysia. So perhaps maybe we still have time.
So you can come and stop over here.
Come for discuss further.
Please come and drop by here, please. We'll be pleased to receive you here.
Okay, Prof. So I think that's all for today. Any questions? I think because its time is consumed, now it's already 1:09 in Makassar time. Maybe for Mas Dimas, still 12. We are different 1 hour.
I see.
Malaysia and Makassar, they are same
time. Yes.
Yeah, they are same times.
I checked with that with Dr. Dimas yesterday.
Okay.
The time is same. Yes. Thank you very much for organizing this. I really appreciate, and we hope our collaboration will continue with this. Dr. Dimas, we must continue.
Yes,
our
perhaps. Yes. Mbak Ana, mungkin kita ada foto bersama, Mbak Ana?
Yeah. Before we close, also I would like to thank to Professor Ahmad Kamil Mira for opportunity to give us time. Can you share your slide? This one is like a certificate for as a presenter, Prof. But I'm not sure in your slides already. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much.
I virtually received it. Okay, alhamdulillah.
Yes, I will send you after this, inshallah. And also all participants, lecturers, member of APSE, PTMA, Pak Dr. Dimas as a chairman, thank you so much for your opportunity and your time. Inshallah, we see you in another event. Hopefully for Professor Ahmad Kamil, we have, inshallah, for the next month, actually we conducted international seminar. If we still have, another speaker, inshallah, we'll invite you as well. Then hopefully for the next semester, we have like a webinar series, especially for the Department Islamic Economics in our faculty. Because yes, as I know that Dr. Dimas, we don't have this kind of program. Webinar series. For every month we conducted that, even not yet. But inshallah after this, we'll contact Professor Ahmad Kamil to do this program. And then inshallah, head of department, I will contact you, and maybe Dr. Dimas will have him to further discussion about this program. Okay, but brother and sister, participant, lecturers and students, we close our section for International Guest Lecture, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar, conducted by Department of Islamic Economics, Faculty of Business and Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Muhammadiyah Makassar, with reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Before we close, please open your video to take picture together. Tabib Bapak Ibu, mohon maaf Bapak Ibu untuk mengaktifkan kameranya supaya kita bisa sesi foto bersama Prof, dan insya Allah ini kita live streaming Bapak Ibu. Jadi insya Allah kalau ada materi yang mix bisa kita lihat kembali di YouTube Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis. So start already? Yes. Saya hitung di sini ya Bapak Ibu ya. 1, 2, 3, smile. I'll move on to the next slide. Okay, next, because we have 6 slides. Yeah, 6 slides, bro.
Alhamdulillah.
Our Dean is join with us. Bapak Dekan, ada ya Pak Dekan ya? Ya, Pak Dekan ada yang mau disampaikan Pak? Sudah cukup ya Pak? Diaktifkan mungkin mikrofonnya Pak Dekan, maaf. Mikrofonnya Pak Dekan.
Cukup dari saya, Mbak. Sudah mewakili tadi.
Ya. Ya. Sudah cukup.
Pak Dekan, terima kasih Pak Dekan. Pak Andi, terima kasih Pak Andi.
Sama-sama, kapan-kapan nanti ke Makassar, Mas Dimas.
Ya, siap.
Prof. Ahmad.
Undangan
Tunggu
Pak
di
Andi.
Makassar.
Thank you.
Siap. Terima kasih Prof. Thank you Prof.
Thank you.
Ya, Bapak Ibu, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you Pak Najib, makasih Pak Najib.
Makasih ya Pak Dimas ya.
Ya, makasih Mana. Makasih Mana. Ya, sukses. Makasih. Mas Yusuf, makasih Mas Yusuf.